Hi guys, this is Ardy Roberto and I'm here to give you writing tips or 5 writing tips for especially for Christian writers. So shout out lang kay Teacher Flory who requested this video for her ministry training for the journal writers of her church in Davao. Uh, Pagpasensya nyo na yung aking suot at aking background. Mag-uumpisa na kasi ang ECQ, so I thought of just going out and getting some sun before it starts at hindi na ako makakalabas after this. Okay, and I need some sun. Kulang sa tulog at kulang din sa araw. Okay, so 5 tips, and I'm gonna keep it really simple. First, you need to know your why. Okay, you need to know your why. A lot of people start with why, made popular by Simon Sinek. Pero hindi po si Simon Sinek ang nag-umpisa niyan. Si John. Yes, John, the gospel writer, wrote in his gospel, the book of John. Sabi niya, he knew why he was writing. Everything in his gospel. He said, I write these things so that you may know, the reader, that Jesus is the Messiah or the Christ. And so that by knowing Him, you may have eternal life. So, very clear, parang klaro, very clear yung kanyang why he was writing. It wasn't for his own ego or self-esteem or creative, to let go of his creative juices. It was really so that people will know who Jesus is. So, it's for really, he wrote to evangelize. Okay? So, tandaan nyo, when you write, have that purpose or that why statement clearly in your mind. Okay, number two is your who. Who are you writing for? Always have in mind your audience and your readership. Sino ba magbabasa nito? Always have this kind of clear picture of the reader that you have in mind who's going to read it. So, ano ba lengguwahe niya? What is the context of or the culture that he lives in or she lives in, and engage the reader by writing in his or her context. So make sure that you write having a clear picture of who your reader is. Create like an avatar of the person who that picture that person that you're writing for. So have a clear who, and also another who is, who are you doing this for? Who are you writing for? You're doing it because you're writing for the Lord. You're in service for the Lord. Yeah, so you should write with all of your heart. Write excellently, as if you're writing for the Lord. Parang sa Colossians 3:23, di ba? Work as if you're working for the Lord and not for men. Okay? So dito, write as if you're writing for the Lord and not for men. Okay? So what's next? After the why and after the who, yung what. What do you write about? Write about things that will encourage people, that will, lalo na ngayon in this times of pandemic, write about the things that God is doing in the midst of trials, in the midst of this pandemic, and encourage people that our God is alive, that Jesus is alive and working in our midst, working in the hearts of people. In such a time like this, you should be writing about those things. So write about the miracles of God, write about write about the hope that He's given to people, even people who have recovered from COVID. Write about their hope and how they survive, to give encouragement and inspiration to people. So that's what you write about. Write about the things that God has been doing so that people will be encouraged. And God will always do something in our midst to give us that encouragement. So yun yung what. Tapos, after the why, after the who, and after the what is the where. Very practical. Where? Where do you write? Write wherever you are, like here. So I've trained and have the self-discipline to write on my cell phone, whether I'm on a bus, on an airplane, airport lounge, sa banyo, in the toilet, in my, at my desk, while waiting in line sa bangko. Write wherever you are. Don't wait for inspiration to strike you, but write wherever you are and whenever you are. So yun yung where, okay? And of course the when, sunod nun. You know, if you wait for perfect conditions, you'll never get anything done. That's what Solomon said in Ecclesiastes. So we are supposed to have the self-discipline to be able to write anywhere and to write whenever. Don't wait for inspiration to strike. Just get your pen and write. And even if you write one word or one sentence in 90 seconds or 90 minutes, it doesn't matter. Just sit down your butt and write. Okay? Yun yung when. When should I write? Okay? So we have the why, we have the who, we have the what, we have the where, and we have the when, and then you how. Okay? How should we write? There are many ways to write. But how should we write? With a joyful heart. From the overflow of our heart, there will flow the words that will come out of your mouth and out of your pen or your keyboard. Okay? So always make sure that you yourself are walking with the Lord. That's how you write. A Christian writer should be one who's always walking with the Lord, who is joyful, and that will reflect kasi in your writing. So, but don't wait to be a perfect Christian. There's no such thing as that. Okay? But write about even the struggles that you have. Write about what God is telling you in the midst of all these uncertainties. Write with a joyful heart, and that's how we should write. Okay? You know all the basics naman, the grammar. There's so many tools and apps that you can use to show that you are an excellent writer. Make sure you walang mga typos, spelling errors, and yung grammar you self-edit that later. Pero iba yung voice mo, iba yung tono. Iba yung tono mo if the way you are writing is with a joyful heart. Medyo mahangin na. Hope you got something from that. Say, God bless you all. I speak blessings upon you in the name of the author and perfecter of our faith, Jesus Christ. God bless you. Hey, you reached the end of the video. You are awesome. So please consider subscribing and get more valuable content.